This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Time right now is 4:27 here on your Wednesday morning. I want to thank you for starting your day with us here at RTV6. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We have an alert for anyone whose child is getting on a school bus this morning, especially if you live on the south side in the Perry Township District.
Yeah, this happened yesterday as students were getting ready to board the buses to go to class. We have a report from a female student who says she was waiting at her bus stop near Thompson and Shelby Street in the Perry Township area when a man in a red car approached her and told her that her bus was running late and that he would take her to school. Thankfully, she did not go with him. She said that he had a baby in the back seat, but obviously parents and schools very concerned about this, and they want you to keep a lookout and report anything suspicious.
Yeah, so if you do see or hear anything that just doesn't feel quite right, make sure you report that to police immediately.
Another story we're following has to do with classroom to career.
Yeah, and our Erin Lish is checking out beauty school. Obviously, there is a huge market for cosmetology when it comes to hair, makeup, nails, eyebrows, you name it. Beauty is big right now.
Oh yeah, and so Erin's looking at actually how high school students are getting some skills before they even graduate in the cosmetology field, and this is at Walker Career Center. So we're going to be checking in with her on this really cool program that's giving students a head start in their careers. We do want to take a turn now to our forecast for our Wednesday. I didn't get any storms where I lived yesterday, Alyssa. I know that they kind of dived down.
Yeah, they kind of started to swoop down to the south, so they missed a lot of us in some of those northern areas, but things did come up to the south of us, and that system is still moving just out of Indiana right now into Ohio. We are calm today, though. That's the good news. This is the brief dry out between systems. We'll see mostly sunny skies today. Highs will reach the mid and upper 80s because we're going to see a lot of sunshine by the afternoon. We'll start a little cloudy this morning, but we're going to be seasonable and we're going to be dry. Tomorrow we do have some more chances of showers and storms in the forecast. Not as great of a chance as what we had yesterday, but we do have the chance of that, and then we will be picking up a little bit more rain tomorrow as well.
Okay, Alyssa, thank you.
All right, we have a fun interview coming up later in the show, and it has to do with something you're going to see at the Indiana State Fair, dairy farmers.
Yeah, so we're going to chat with some dairy farmers who are there showing their cows, and we're going to talk a little bit, of course, about the popular dairy barn there, dairy bar that is, and everything that you need to know about dairy at the State Fair. So we'll have that coming up later this morning. You surely won't want to miss that. Plus, we've got breaking news, weather, and traffic to kick off your midweek here on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Swastikas found in a University of Indianapolis dorm room. This morning, what the students living in the room say about the findings and how the university is now responding.
Plus, millions of Americans are set to lose SNAP benefits thanks to upcoming federal changes. This morning, how one local organization says those changes will impact Hoosier families. Time right now, 4:30 here on your Wednesday. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We did have some rainfall overnight, but thankfully those storms have moved along. Alyssa Donovan here to let us know what we can expect for our Wednesday.
So we are in for a nice Wednesday. It's drying out. It's going to warm up a little bit. We'll be into the mid 80s. Lots of sunshine, so that's the good news. It's going to be brief, though. We have another system right behind that last one that's continuing to move out of the area. You can see we have a few spot showers to extreme southern counties this morning in Indiana. Still seeing most of that activity moving off to our southwest into Ohio right now. You can see quite a bit of lightning with that system as well, triggering a few warnings this morning, but we are dry, and as that cold front moves out, we are going to see high pressure build in behind it. So we have a few clouds that will linger this morning, and then we'll see a lot of that clear out as we head through the day. Overnight last night, as that cold front passed, we were allowed to cool off a little bit. Temperatures to the north of us in the low 60s this morning, right around 69 degrees right now in Indianapolis. So a bit of a cooler start today. Still a little muggy out there, though. That humidity has been hanging around as that system moved out. We will see drier conditions as we head into the afternoon. So starting partly cloudy this morning, a lot of that cloud coverage will be along those southern counties and into eastern Indiana. And then we are going to see a lot of that clear out as we head through the day, just as high pressure briefly takes control of the area. And then tomorrow we do have another chance of some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast as another cold front pushes into the area. So today, starting in the low 60s in some locations to the north, low 70s across central and southern Indiana. Temperatures will climb into the mid-80s this afternoon with plenty of sunshine for your Wednesday.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much for monitoring a traffic issue here. This is over at I-70 and Shadeland Avenue. You can see we have a lot of emergency crews there at the scene. We're monitoring some sort of vehicle fire incident, and you can see that this is blocking a few lanes of traffic. You'll need to scoot over to the left lane, but right now it's so early that everything is moving along up to speed, so it shouldn't cause you too many problems at this early hour. Let's take a turn right now and get a live look at I-69 in that construction zone. This is near State Road 38. You can see the orange barrels there and the flashing airboard signs and crews there at the scene. So just a heads up as you're traveling on I-69 in both directions through the Pendleton area. You can expect some issues just due to this ongoing construction. You'll need to take it slow.
We are following breaking news from the city's north side this morning. That's where police are investigating a shooting. It happened just before 3 this morning near 36th in Illinois. We are told the victim was taken to the hospital in stable condition. No word this morning on the search for any suspects. Police are also currently investigating a shooting near 25th and College. We're told a man was shot in the lower leg just before 4 this morning. Police tell us he is not being cooperative about where that shooting happened, but he was not shot at this gas station. The victim also told police he was robbed. We are going to stay on top of both of these stories and bring you the latest updates as soon as we learn them.
This morning, the University of Indianapolis is trying to figure out how the image of a swastika wound up on a wall of an on-campus dorm room. UIndy sisters Shira and Mickey Sasson walked into their dorm room Monday and found this on the wall. You can see a picture of what appears to be a swastika in red. The sisters are Jewish, originally from Israel, and members of the UIndy women's basketball team. Shira posted a picture of it on social media, saying she was disappointed in what she found.
When I walk in and see that on my wall, it just hit us differently. We felt like this is our home away from home. So seeing that made me, for a few minutes, feel like, what am I doing here? This is so scary and sad.
Shira says she isn't sure if they were targeted or if it was left over from someone who may have used the room over the summer. UIndy says it provided other accommodations for the students and started an in-depth investigation into who had access to that room over the summer. The school is also working with the Indianapolis Jewish Community Relations Council. UIndy also released this statement saying, in part, "We are saddened and angered by this act of hate and bigotry. The University of Indianapolis is a welcoming and inclusive environment, denounces actions such as these, and does not tolerate anti-Semitic actions or behavior that is aligned with ideologies that promote hate."
It is 4:34. IMPD says Chief Brian Roach will give an update this afternoon on last week's deadly shooting during a traffic stop. Investigators say that officers stopped a vehicle at 42nd and Brentwood around 8:15 Friday evening. Police say a passenger identified as 45-year-old Deshaun Downing produced a gun, and officers responded by shooting and killing him. The driver was taken into custody and is cooperating with investigators. Community activists tell RTV6 they plan on holding another rally this week demanding justice for Downing. We're going to stream that update live for you on the RTV6 app beginning at 1 o'clock.
We expect to learn more today surrounding the death of an employee at Naval Support Activity Crane in southern Indiana. The employee died during routine work operations yesterday morning. Crane officials say the death was not the result of an accident or work-related injury. The employee has not yet been identified either. An investigation is underway this morning to determine the employee's cause of death. You have until the end of September to weigh in on a proposal that could make it tougher for millions of people to feed their families.
The USDA wants to remove a loophole that could allow people to take advantage of SNAP benefits, formerly known as food stamps. That would change would also undo an Indiana law raising the limit of assets a person can have and still receive benefits from about $2,000 to $5,000. So, for example, if you have $3,000 in savings but otherwise qualify for SNAP, you would no longer qualify. The executive director of the nonprofit group Feeding Indiana's Hungry says this will set people back.
Now, this is not sound policy. It's something that the administration is doing above and beyond what Congress has asked them to do. And it's essentially going to provide less services for 3 million Americans who need help getting food to their tables.
If you want to share your opinion on this issue before a decision is made, you can go to the RTV6 app and click on that story. A Columbus police officer and Department of Public Works employee are being recognized for helping to save the life of a fellow city worker. The Columbus Board of Public Works and Safety presented police officer Brian Voiles and DPW worker Rudy Ziegler with a letter of commendation, according to the Columbus Police Department. Voiles was on patrol back on July 10th when he was flagged down by Ziegler. Ziegler's work partner had been eating in the vehicle when he choked on a piece of food and was unable to breathe. Officer Voiles and Ziegler performed the Heimlich maneuver and they were able to dislodge the food, allowing the man to breathe on his own.
A dog in Bloomington is okay after hitting a dead end and getting stuck. Street department employees and an animal control worker rescued the dachshund named Ollie after it wandered into a drainage pipe under a driveway. The pipe was crushed at one end, making it impossible for Ollie to turn around. One of the workers used bolt cutters to remove the crushed portion of the pipe. He was eventually able to reach Ollie and pull him to safety with no injuries.
Good news
Good
there.
ending, yes.
We'll get ready to make a splash in your future adventures to Holiday World and Splash and Safari down in southern Indiana. The amusement park located in Santa Claus, Indiana, unveiling the Cheetah Chase. It's the park's third water coaster, but this one is a little bit different than the Mammoth and the Wildebeest. Cheetah Chase will include a launch feature in the world's first head-to-head dueling zone on a water coaster. Cheetah Chase is the world's first full-circuit racing water coaster. $7 million attraction is expected to open for the 2020 season.
Meanwhile, our neighbors to the east are preparing for a big announcement of their own. Kings Island says they'll make a major announcement next Thursday, August 15th. Park officials won't say what the announcement is, but based on blueprints filed with the city of Mason, Ohio, fans expect a major roller coaster. The new attraction is only being called Project X for now, but recent trademark filings show the new ride could be called Polaris or Orion.
Scary moments in New York's Times Square late last night after the break. What had hundreds of people running into nearby storefronts to get off the streets.
Plus, more people are receiving access to the life-saving medication Narcan, while some say there is still work to do in getting the drug in the hands of those who need it the most. Alyssa.
And we had some storms move through yesterday. A dry and sunny, pleasant Wednesday on tap. Temperatures in the 80s. More storms in the forecast, though. I'll have the details coming up.
Or is we even there?
Today, a woman who said she was a 16-year-old sex trafficking victim when she killed a man in 2004 is scheduled to be freed from prison. Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam being granted clemency for Centoya Brown earlier this week. Several celebrities, including Kim Kardashian West and Rihanna, lobbied for Brown's release.
A new lawsuit is expected today involving oversight at a U.S. fertility clinic. Lawyers say the case surrounds a suburban Columbus, Ohio family who got home DNA kits for Christmas. Through them, they learned that a daughter they had a different father, the result of an embryo allegedly being fertilized secretly with the sperm of a stranger. Well, President Trump on his way to Dayton, Ohio and El Paso, Texas today to offer condolences to victims and to meet with leaders and to talk about his plans to combat gun violence in the United States.
As ABC's Megan Tevrizian reports, we're learning more about what motivated the suspected shooters in two back-to-back shootings this last weekend.
The investigation is on into what led two suspected shooters to kill at least 31 people in two massacres. The FBI now saying there is evidence 24-year-old Connor Betts and suspected Dayton shooter was exploring violent ideologies.
The shooter very specifically seeking out information that promotes violence.
His ex-girlfriend saying they spoke openly about mental illness and suicide. He showed her a video of a mass shooting on their first date.
He was interested in what makes terrible people do terrible things.
The Betts family releasing a statement Tuesday evening.
They offer their most heartfelt prayers and condolences.
Meanwhile, in El Paso, disturbing new details on the Walmart massacre. Authorities say 21-year-old Patrick Crusius is showing no remorse after police say he killed 22 people.
It appears to be in a state of shock and confusion.
Crusius is charged with capital murder. Federal authorities say there could be more charges coming. His family issuing a statement saying, quote, Patrick's actions were apparently influenced and informed by people we do not know and from ideas and beliefs we do not accept or condone. He was raised in a family that taught love, kindness, respect, and tolerance, rejecting all forms of racism, prejudice, hatred, and violence. Authorities saying he targeted Mexicans in particular. The community of El Paso staying strong.
The tragic events of Saturday will not define us. They will not destroy us.
President Trump will first visit Dayton, Ohio, then come to El Paso around midday today. In both cities, his visit is facing mixed reaction. Megan Tavrizian, ABC News, El Paso, Texas.
Sightseeing in New York's Times Square turning into pure chaos just before 10 last night. That's when a motorcycle backfired, leading people to believe it was gunshots. People began to run, some even seeking shelter in nearby stores, as you see in this Earth Cam video. No shots were fired, but the noise did cause a great deal of concern following weekend events in Texas and Ohio. Customers inside the Disney store were even taken to the back of the store as a precautionary measure.
At 4:45, former Peruvian President Alejandro Toledo will face a status hearing on this afternoon in San Francisco. Toledo was arrested in Northern California on July 16th for corruption charges after prosecutors say he took $20 million from Odebrecht. The company is a Latin American large construction firm, and it dished out nearly $800 million in bribes from 2001 to 2006. Peruvian police raided Toledo's home in February of 2017 for accepting a bribe. He denied those charges on Twitter, but then went missing and escaped to the United States.
Scary moments for a crew aboard a Chicago fire truck. The engine was parked on top of the two-story garage in the South Shore neighborhood when part of the garage collapsed. Crews were responding to a call at a nursing home when the collapse occurred. Those inside the facility say it felt and sounded like an earthquake. Now, thankfully, no injuries were reported. A crane had to be called in to remove the fire truck. It is 4:46 right now. We're going to take a look at our weather here in central Indiana.
And it is going to be a gorgeous day across central Indiana. We had some of those storms move through yesterday. A lot of those skated right across central Indiana and moved into south central Indiana. So you might have seen nothing at your house, but we did see some of that to the south of us. As we head through the day today, seasonable and dry conditions are with us, but don't get used to it. We have some more storm chances in the forecast for tomorrow, but the good news is that all clears out just in time for your weekend, and we are going to see some dry conditions by that time. Right now, starting a little cooler this morning. As that cold front passed it did bring some colder air into the area. 69 degrees right now in Indianapolis, cooler to the north. Kokomo at 62, Bloomington at 68 this morning. Clear skies across the area. We do still have a little bit of cloud coverage to our south and to our east, and that's just because that's where that system is continuing to push out. We did see those storms to the south yesterday, still seeing just some skating showers to the extreme southern counties this morning and off into Ohio. That system has gone. That cold front is out, and next high pressure is building in. So some areas starting partly cloudy this morning, especially to the south and east in Indiana. A lot of that's going to clear out as we head through the day. That high pressure is going to build in briefly from the north. What it's going to do is bring us a lot of sunshine and clear out those clouds. So areas that are cloudy this morning will clear out very quickly. By the noon hour, we should see mostly sunny skies. Temperatures to the north of us expected to hang on to the 70s by that time, and then we are going to be in the low 80s here in Indianapolis by the noon hour, climbing into the mid and upper 80s. With that sunshine, we're going to see that daytime heating, so some areas might climb even a smidge more than what our map is showing right now. So that's the good news. It's going to be a very nice day. Behind this, though, those changes come in as we head into early tomorrow morning. We'll start to see another cold front pass. Now, this one doesn't have as much strength as the one that came through yesterday. However, by tomorrow afternoon and early evening, we do have that chance of a few showers and storms once again. Right now, we are under a slight risk of some strong storms, but that could change by tomorrow. Temperatures starting in the 60s this morning, so a little cooler than we started yesterday. Still a little humid out there, starting with mostly sunny skies across the area. If you have clouds at your house when you walk outside, that will clear out by the afternoon, and we'll see plenty of sunshine today. Highs will reach the mid and upper 80s across central Indiana. Tomorrow, again, those chances of showers and storms are back in the forecast. Looks more likely we will see those for northern counties, and in the afternoon and early evening, we do have that slight risk of some severe to strong storms with that system, but we'll keep an eye on that for you. Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday, things are clearing out and drying out just in time for the weekend, and you can see those temperatures taking a little bit of a dip, so they are going to be seasonable by that time with plenty of sunshine, and then we do have chances of showers and storms back in the forecast late Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Let's take a live look right now at your drive on the east side of town. Still working this cleanup over here on eastbound I-70 at Shadeland Avenue. This is blocking the right lane of the exit ramp in that area. So just use caution. It looks like traffic is still able to get by since it's so early this morning, but we'll continue to keep you updated. Here's a look at it on our map. As you're heading out there, just use caution and stay to the left, as we do have that ramp partially restricted there on the east side. We also have a water main break that's closing Hague Road between East 82nd Street and East 86th Street on the northeast side, so avoid that spot for your morning commute. And take a look here on the south side. We do have some slowdowns along eastbound I-465 between State Road 37 and the I-65 ramps, as well as northbound State Road 37 just north of Bluff Road. So a heads up as you're traveling in that area. Let's take a live look right now at traffic to the north, I-465 and Ditch Road. Traffic here is moving along up to speed both eastbound and westbound. We'll continue to keep a close eye on your morning commute.
New numbers show progress in getting people more access to the life-saving drug Narcan. It's a nasal spray that can reverse an opioid overdose. The CDC says pharmacies distributed twice as much from 2017 to 2018, with the 2018 total reaching almost 500,000 doses. During the same time period, the number of high-dose opioid prescriptions dropped. Only one naloxone prescription is given out for every 70 high-dose opioid prescriptions.
And we need to be able to train the entire medical profession to screen and deal empathically and compassionately with people with substance use issues. People need to be able to talk to their doctors, their pharmacists, their friends, their families, everybody about these problems.
You can now get naloxone in many pharmacies. It can be expensive, but some local and state health departments have free programs. The CDC says rural areas are not getting the drug enough. A Florida boy made it his goal to deliver donuts to officers in all 50 states. After the break, we'll check in on his progress.
Impatient drivers putting kids in danger at school bus stops. Just ahead at 5 o'clock, how police are ramping up their efforts to put the brakes on people driving around school bus arms.
I'm Seema Iyer, and today on the all-new Court TV, the prosecution continues building its case in a disturbing double murder trial in Tennessee. Prosecutors are trying to prove Eric Boyd helped torture and kill Channing Christian and her boyfriend, Christopher Newsom. The 12-year-old case shook the city of Knoxville like none other. Don't miss any of our live gavel-to-gavel coverage in the trial of Tennessee versus Eric Boyd. That's today on the all-new Court TV.
Don't forget you can watch Court TV live on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. We'll be right back.
Staples, back to school and beyond.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 4:56, and here's a live look to the south side. We do have some construction crews working on eastbound right lane of I-465 there on the south side. Looks like traffic is still getting by okay, though, so we'll continue to keep a close eye on this spot and keep you updated throughout the morning.
An 11-year-old kid known as the Donut Boy has been traveling the country giving free donuts to police officers. Tyler Karich started the project more than a year ago at a bakery in Florida when he used his own money to buy donuts for a group of deputies. Since then, he's taken the kind gesture across the country. His website says he's helped give away more than 51,000 donuts. Now, Tyler was in Hawaii earlier this week, his last state, meeting with officers and talking about his work.
I do this because I want to remind police officers that people still care.
Tyler says he's planning to expand the project by helping wounded officers and creating scholarships. And hey, he gets a nice little vacation out of it too, I'd say.
That'd be pretty cool to visit these
donuts. Yeah, pretty impressive. Only 11 years old. Yeah. All right, Alyssa, and the forecast today is pretty impressive.
It is pretty impressive. It's going to be a good day to go to the fair, good day to get outside. We are going to see mostly sunny skies this afternoon, 86 for the high. We could see a few showers develop for extreme northern counties later today, but most of us are going to see dry conditions and only a small chance of that tomorrow. Staying warm, more chances of spot storms in the forecast.